y is equal to x को जब हम plot.
I'll send the video.
Okay, Arjun, you can exit. I'll check after the class. Huh?
Okay, miss. Thank you, miss. Nice.
Bye bye. y is equal to x. जब हम इसको प्लॉट करते थे तो हमारे पास दो पार्ट्स होते थे, एक x और एक माइनस x, करेक्ट? तो जब भी ये प्लॉटिंग होती है, एक तरफ x होता है और एक तरफ माइनस x होता है, करेक्ट? ऐसे ही होता है ना? वरना अगर मैं if I continue this line will always be x line only. That's what you reflect, isn't it? And this becomes the minus x part, right? Now the same thing happens here as well. Okay, I'll just erase. Now the same thing is happening here also. When you plotted y is equal to, you sketched y is equal to this part, 3 minus x. Okay, so this became y is equal to just 3 minus x, the positive part. And from this vertex, जो reflected part होगा, this part will be y is equal to minus 3 minus x. Now, are you getting my point? Right? समझ आया? Now, the same thing is happening here. This part is y is equal to 2x minus 1, right? So, ये वाला part is the positive part. This side is the positive part. So this side will be y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. Ye clear hai? Right? So this intersection is between what? Negative of this line and negative of this line. Right? But ye B part,
intersection.
this intersection.
A1.
Right. It's negative of both the lines, so it is negative of both the lines.
That's why we are equating those two.
Correct. Okay, very, very important point, which we lose doing some, you know, when we are calculating, we forget this part.
And over here, it's positive of the second one. And
right, absolutely, you got it now, right? Ye hamare liye, do not miss this important point here, okay? Clear? So now you will calculate the other part. Now, one more important point was here. 3 minus x was first changed to this form, which is x minus 3, because in the mod, the final answer will remain the same, whether I do 3 minus x or x minus 3, because we want x before and then it was equated and then the equation was made. Did you get it?
But why are we doing this?
We want, because I'll tell you, the vertex is always in a certain form. So we always bring it to this form first and then we do it.
But it won't change the answer.
It won't change the answer. Okay. So few things that you're first changing this to this and then equating, and you have to see when you're finding the value of x ki intersection hai kiske beech mein. So I can see intersection, this intersection, negative and negative. That's why both the negatives were equated.
So we are actually using both the graph and the algebraic method because we can't find the intersection points from the graph.
We can find intersection points, but it has to be very clear. Sometimes you get in fractions. So that times you will not, it will not be very clear. So you should know this also. So like for this one, minus 2, you can look at it and you can find out, right? But for the other one, this B, it's not neither at 1 and nor at 2. So what is the exact value we need to figure out? So now this is a negative line, isn't it? This one is negative, Aditi, and this one is positive. So positive and negative are being equated. Right? Positive and negative are being equated, correct? Right? So positive, negative equated, you get a value for x. Any confusion in this? Now is the main part. So I know it is a lengthy question and you will get it for 4 or 5 marks minimum. Okay? Because it's a lengthy question, not difficult, just lengthy. Because you're doing.
First we did the graph making.
First you did the graph,
we
right?
And locate what is intersecting what.
Absolutely. Right. And then now the third, the actual question is now.
And no vertex needed in this, right?
No vertex was needed in this one because you had the graph which is coming on the x-axis itself. Okay. I'm going to give you a question where it is very difficult kind of an equation. So how to find the vertex there? Okay. So I'll tell you now that also in some time. After this, now we will go back to the question. We figured out what is A. We figured out what is B. Figure out what of A, we figured out the x value of A. Now, we will go to the question. What was the question about?
What
You
is
want
greater
2x
than-
minus 1 greater than equal to 3 minus x, right? Now in your graph, figure out at what places is 2x minus 1 greater than the other graph. I can see here
2x minus 1 or minus 2x minus 1?
2x minus 1 in mod. That was the main question.
As in both the lines, no?
Both types, both times. I can see one is here.
It's
It is
less than minus 2. When it's less than minus 2,
absolutely
then it's greater than 1.
when it is greater
No,
than 1.
not 1, sorry. It's thoda more than 1.
So it is 4. That's what we calculated here, 4 upon 3. So you got it now. So we will first shade it so that we know exactly what all points is it, and then we'll figure out.
So
This-
wherever the mod 2x minus 1 is greater than 3 minus x.
Correct. Okay, so
And,
got it.
and the range, na?
So you just need to tell that x, the final answer, see, x is less than minus 2, less than equal to minus 2, because that's when this 2x minus 1 is greater, and x is greater than equal to 4 upon 3. That's when this again, this part is greater. So this is only by inspection that we just, whatever we have figured out here, through inspection only. Clear? So I know it's a lengthy question. I'll just repeat. You plot the graph, you sketch your graph, and after sketching your graph, you will get the value for the intersection points. You figure out what are the intersection points either just by looking at the graph. Sometimes it is not clear from the graph, so you better solve it. And then finally you figure out what is, just a second, Harvi. And then finally, wherever the intersection points are, you figure that those intersection points, and then you see by inspection now, okay, which part is greater. And that's how you figure out. Okay? You want to note this down quickly? I'll just.
I did.